Now I'm going to introduce the next speaker, Lawrence Friedl. He's the director of the NASA Earth Science Division's Applied Sciences Program. Lawrence has been with the NASA Applied Sciences Program since 2002 and has served as a program manager for several applications themes. Currently, he serves as a co-chair of the Interagency U.S. Group on Earth Observations. He co-leads an international group on Earth observations supporting the Sustainable Development Goals, and he serves on the National Space Club's Award Committee for innovative uses of Earth observation satellite data. Please join me in welcoming Lawrence Friedl.
Thanks, Jim. Thanks, everyone. It's really fantastic to look out in this room. I was walking around earlier, and it's really amazing to sort of see the people that are really gathered here. So, thanks to the Harvest team for all the work you did to invite everyone. It's really an impressive crowd. I know with agriculture and the use of Earth observations, we go back decades. We go back to Lacey and AgriStar. Certainly, there's FuseNet and GeoGlam, and now Harvest is part of that. We certainly recognize that many of you were part of many of those programs, and that there's many people that came before us that laid the groundwork in terms of using satellite data for agriculture and food security sorts of things. So hopefully we can give a nice little shout out to them and a little, maybe silent appreciation for all the people that helped lead to this, for all those different programs in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and all. As well as the fact that you all are now part of this legacy, as well as, we know that we're going to be training people. They're going to be doing this after us. But I think it's on us right now to sort of see what are the advances that we can be making when it comes to advancing food security and advancing agriculture, using Earth observations, using modeling, using different types of data, and all the different technologies and techniques. But because we realize that many different people here are working on many different aspects and facets of agriculture, food security, and all many different ways, that it's this collaboration approach that we really wanted to emphasize, and that's part of the reason behind this whole collaborative and this whole consortium is to see how do we help foster that. So we can bring in the expertise from the different sectors, public, private, academic, NGO, philanthropies, foundations, and all. How do we bring the expertise and the knowledge from these different sectors together? And partially a few years ago, when we in Earth Science at NASA decided we wanted to pursue this consortium, it was because we wanted NASA back in the game. Several years ago, we had to focus, because of budgets and personnel, we really had to focus. And at the time, we had to sort of forego having an agriculture program. But because of some benefits and all, and some of the activities that we pursued, we were in a position again that we could pursue agriculture and food security. And so that we wanted NASA sort of back in this and working together with everyone. We knew that there was lots of talented organizations involved, but we also knew that NASA's role was to support all the organizations that are doing this. We knew that our data and our research could help support where there were holes in the data, holes in the research knowledge and the techniques and all. And so that's where we said, okay, NASA, we need to get back into this. But in doing so, we wanted to pursue a different approach. It wasn't just a matter of issuing a number of grants and sort of hoping that the information would make its way to the organizations that really have responsibilities to apply it in terms of the decision making and improving food security and all. And so we wanted an organization, this consortium, to have the flexibility and the agility to get in and out of projects, to have a portfolio approach, to have some projects that were short-term, maybe some that were long-term, maybe some that were very focused on doing rapid prototyping, and others that may be supporting more of applied research that needs a longer time frame. And so we wanted this organization, over the course of it, to be able to identify new opportunities and then to respond and be able to get into those, realizing that in some cases the new opportunities they discovered might actually be more valuable than the ones they're already involved with. And so we wanted that flexibility so they can go in and out. All of this was to support the adoption and use, and how do we advance and accelerate the use and the adoption of the Earth observations, the modeling, the research, and other activities or to catalyze collaborations where other people can come in and other organizations could come in and contribute what they were doing and all. So that was part of it. Throughout all of it, we also wanted this consortium to help learn effective ways to advance this usage of Earth observations. And it was both technical and programmatic. And so part of this was to sort of see how within the government, how can we set up these structures with this flexibility and agility. And so this is a programmatic experiment that we're having within NASA Earth Science to see, is this consortium approach, is it able to achieve more than even just 12 to 15 grants that we might do in a typical solicitation? Can we achieve more through this means with essentially the same amount of money? And so what some of the desired reactions that we're looking for from Harvest, and I think to some degree we've already had them, but we're looking for people to react to the work that they're seeing from Harvest, to sort of say, OMG, I didn't know you could do that from space, or especially like, how can my organization do that? That's some of the outcomes that we're looking for. We're wanting those sorts of reactions. And I have to say that we're extremely proud at NASA and NASA Earth Science of the work that you all have already done within Harvest. And we know that there's been some struggles and some challenges, and we've worked with you all on them. But I have to say, given the relatively short time frame that Harvest and you all in this consortium, both directly and sort of indirectly, it's really impressive, the sorts of things. And so we're quite proud. We certainly know that there's lots more to be done, and we want to be working with you to sort of see how to further this even more. But when you think about what you and your teams have done, I really want you to sort of take a moment to just sort of celebrate the fact that we have moved along, that we have progressed, and then we need to get to work on, okay, well, what more can we do? But please take that time to sort of celebrate on these things. And especially to the Harvest, the consortium team, we're especially proud of you all, and thanks to everything that you all have done. It's not just that you're working in a consortium, but you're also working on the consortium to try and see how to make this approach even better, and helping us learn for future consortia or for other approaches, what can we do to help foster these activities. Some of the other sorts of objectives that we're looking for from this consortium is helping to identify ways that the agriculture community and the food security community can get more engaged in future missions that we're going to be having in the earth science area. How is it that you can help identify and provide information into what are the observations that we're making? What's the latency? What's the data formats? So as we're formulating these new missions, we are looking for organizations from the application side, from that decision support side, in addition to the researchers. How do we help allow you all to be part of that so that we're designing these missions for applications as much as for research activities? And so that's something that we're also looking for the Harvest Consortium to help you all understand when and where and how to get engaged in doing those activities. In addition, we fully recognize that some of the discussions we're going to be having are going to be identifying new research topics, and we want that surfaced. I have a dream that someday NASA is going to have a food security science team to complement the application-oriented activities of a Harvest Consortium. But it's going to take this community, one, identifying what those research topics are, and then helping to advocate so that there is a research or a science team to go along with this. Through the interactions, we certainly have heard that there is strong interest in the agriculture community about evapotranspiration, as Jim just mentioned, and soil moisture activities and a number of other data products. And so we are working on some new items specifically related to that. I'm actually going to refer to it a little bit later in the panel today. So stay tuned to the 4 o'clock panel. Please stay tuned the entire day. But we'll talk a little bit more. It's a small but hopefully important. So in closing, just wanted to say, very excited about today. We've been looking forward to this meeting for quite a while. We know that for the government furlough or the partial government shutdown sort of delayed it a few months. And so instead of being in chilly February, we're here in hot June. But excited to sort of see everyone. It's great to throw a little party, and more people than you expected sort of show up for it, so it's fantastic. But we also, as I said earlier, please take some time to celebrate where we've come, and please take the information from today and the thanks and the praise back to your teams. We all realize that there's a large teams of people in our organizations that are supporting every one of us here. And so please take this, and please take the thanks and the praise back to them, whether it's co-investigators, or whether it's a coder, or whether it's someone who might be your travel assistant, or maybe someone who is the resource analyst. Please, it takes teams of people to help support us in terms of coming to meetings like this. So please take it back. And thanks to you all. Thanks to everything you're going to be contributing today, as well as into the future on this. So very exciting. Thanks again to the Harvest Consortium.